Hello and welcome back to Minecraft from me, DXPhoenix. Everyone's ready for what I've got in store for this episode. So, without further ado, let's actually get into it because I've actually got a couple of things I want to just mention about the golden greenhouse we made last episode. I've actually done a little bit of tweaking in that tiny greenhouse. So, let's get going. Right then, so let's just come over to our little greenhouse. You might have just noticed that there's a couple extra golems running around in here. And of course, Phoenix has forgotten, Magnetism. I've got these two little brass golems running around as well, with the small little backpack things on their back, because these are our hauler golems. And the brass is actually fairly light, so it just allows them to run around just a little bit quicker and hopefully pick everything up and pop it into this chest. They're also gathering up cocoa beans as well. Well, at least it should be. Or did I put those in there? No, I think that's them. As you can see, they're running around quite nicely. I've covered up the water zones because they have had tendencies of falling into it. And these brass ones seem to struggle getting out. So, but this is how it's going so far. You can see the production is going really quick. Now, I'm eventually going to need to work on this being emptied and sent somewhere. Probably by the end of this episode, but hey. But as you can see, that's working and it's working really well right now. Next thing. Well, what do we do next? Well, we've got basically some basic vegetables. We've got carrots, we've got wheat, we've got potatoes. We also have some rice, some pumpkins, and some melons. So we've got some basic stuff, got some cocoa beans coming in. Could really do one more side of these, but hey. So we've got cocoa beans coming in as well. I've got a sugarcane farm over there, which I can automate and will be doing at some point. But what about meat? Do we need a slaughter farm? Do we need a slaughterhouse for these guys? I think we do. So that's what we're going to work on. We're going to work on a slaughterhouse for these guys. Particularly the pigs, the cows, and the chickens. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to be back in a moment once I've landscaped all this and got a basic idea of what we're doing with them. So, back in a moment. Alright then, so we're back, and not just that, I've cleared out this much space. We shouldn't need this much space. Not after I've done the building. It's going to be relatively similar to this building in size, excluding the animal pens on the outside, but the interior should be relatively similar. When I say in size, I don't mean height. I mean like the base layer. But some things we're going to need. We're going to need to get in. We're going to need some industrial foregoing items as well as mixing it with something else, which we'll get into later in the episode. But right now, I'm going to need the animal baby separator and the animal feeder. Separator does exactly what it is. Every time a baby is born, it's going to shift that over and put it in, and hopefully put it in the next pen. And then the feeder will be just feeding the animals, so whichever animal we get, then it's just going to feed these, provided it has the breeding item in there. So these, it's seeds, them, it's wheat, these ones, it's wheat, and they are carrots. So, without further ado, we're gonna zip on over here, and with all this mess, get to crafting these two items. And I'm thinking I'm going to need about, I want to say 4 of each. So 4 of each, let's get started. Alright then, I think I'm at the last part of what I'm needing for the machines, which is purple dye. Or I can use purple floral powder, which also acts as dye. So let's dart back over. Well, let's test this. So I do this using that one. So 1, 2, why? That's why you no get back in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, next one, the animal feeder. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. I had some golden apples made too many of them, so we've got some left over. So that is great. We'll need power to run over, unless for the time being I just use wireless energy, which wouldn't be that bad. I could wireless that one. Right, next thing, the building. So we've got the items. We just need the building. So we're going to be back in a moment once I've managed to get over there. I'm going to go sleep, start building, and meet you guys back once we're done. And getting ready for the next stage, which will be moving the creatures in and setting up the ways of slaughtering them. So back in a moment. Right then, so we're back, and I have the building almost completely done. I've not put the roof on yet because I'm going to... This is going to be something I'll do off camera like I've done the rest of the build. But as you can see, it is pretty much the same as the our actual other barn. This is going to be the slaughterhouse. So the only thing about it is I've left these open for some reason, but I will fill these windows in because otherwise they're going to escape. But I think we need to put the machines in. So first of all, baby separator. First of all, see how you go. You are the wrong way. At least I know. Hopefully you're not facing the right way. You are not. Now you are. Wonderful. Right. Baby separator. There. I can hear a zombie villager. So there we go. Oh, and of course these need power. I'll pop you here. So you should be working on that one. That's there. There. And there. Great. So they should be powered now. If I come in here. Oh, you do face the right way. That's cool. That's front. That's back. Cool. Now we just double check these. Back. Back. That's brilliant. So now that will move the animals into here. Next thing, feeder. Of course you're facing the wrong way. You're being fed. Yep. So these obviously work like so. That should be everything we need. Only other thing is, I need some animals to test this with. I'm just going to use this to block that for now. Who should I use? I'm looking at sheep. Might as well use sheep. Thank you. Which one did I block? There. I didn't block these either. Phoenix, you dum-dum. Ah, cool. Right. So now we have the sheep. I'm going to need something to breed them. So... I see the thing is a little bit full. Let's grab all we need. All we can carry, shall we say. And dart back. Where's sheep? There's sheep. Showback area. Of course. Phoenix, you dingbat. Right, Phoenix is going to be back in a moment because he needs to make some upgrades to make these things work quicker. So, back in just a moment. Alright then, so we're back. I've made the upgrades and I've put them pretty much all in these. This one works in that area quite nicely. I've just got one more to pop into here. Now that is going to work in this area, so I'm just going to stop the show working area. I have the baby sheep in here. Baby sheep. When the machine eventually ticks, that sheep should be moved. Double checking. It's back. I say when it eventually ticks. Always active. Energy buffer. You're not meant to move it from back to front. Which I did get wrong, by the way, guys. It isn't front to back, it's back to front. Because of course it is. Okay. Maybe you don't want to work. Let's grab a cow. And another cow. Because Phoenix is being a dirt. Let's use more of these ritual stones. Just to block things up. Right. Cow. Cow. Grab us some. Oh, it's moved it. Great. Right. Just gonna do this again, but not always working. But of course, you're facing the wrong way. So that worked quick, but now it's going to make these any animals in here breed, providing they need wheat. It'll then immediately the thing will move them into here. Once the animals in here grow up, that's when they're going to be slaughtered. Now we need to work on is the method in which they're going to be slaughtered. And then obviously me filling this up so animals can't escape. So, back in a moment, guys. Alright then, so we're back, and as you can see, we have some two individual little golems in here and in there. We can see there's some adult creatures. We've got 2 adult sheep, 2 adult cows. What this golem is doing is purposely keeping 2 of each alive. It will always keep a breeding pair. So the Thormonomicon, Butcher seal works much like the much like a guard seal, except it only keeps only targets adult animals. Further, it will always make sure that at least 1 breeding pair of animals remain alive. So, and it's, as you can see, the grey golems over here, and we've got these yellowy goldish coloured brass. Well, we've got an iron and a brass golem in each of these 2 sets of pens. And And what they will do, as you see now, you notice there's more than one pair. There's more than a pair. Boom. It will slaughter them, but the iron golem will also pick up and store stuff. But the brass golem is only in here to pick up and store stuff. So, what I could actually do is shrink this down a little bit, chuck, and get rid of the machines separating the babies from the adults. And have it so that the golems pretty much just keep a breeding pair. However, if something happens in these rooms here where everything gets slaughtered, then I do have the 2 pairs in the separate rooms anyway, keeping this going. So we have the failsafe room, 4 rooms, and then the actual slaughtering rooms. And as you can tell, that is very loud. But this will, as this goes on, as you can see, we're starting to get beef, leather, mutton, wool. In here we'll eventually get the other items. If I can just show you what I have actually got laid down is in these rooms. I have a butcher seal here, I have a collector seal here, and a store seal. So pretty much similar to our greenhouse over there, where we have the harvest, collect, and store. We've got the same setup, but with the butcher instead, and it's our iron golem here, who has actually got a fighter module, an aggressive module, put into it, ready to go and kill any third adult creature in this pen that appears. And they can reach these boxes, which is amazing for us. There we go. But yeah, just in case any of these animals start breeding faster, I'm tempted to stick, or in case I decide to put more creatures in here, then we will have plenty. But for now, this is looking great. We shouldn't be running out. And yeah, this is our slaughter farm. As you can see, it's working quite well on this side. We just need that side, give that side time to catch up, and then it should be great. But I've done this because I did get a comment on my last video where I used golems that you wanted to see more stuff. Well, here's another little tidbit of you can actually use the golems to slaughter your animals. So we can have a meat farm now, which we've got going, and it's really loud, so I'm gonna get somewhat away. But there we go. There is now a slaughter farm. I just need to put the roof on it. We have our other farm, which, as I suspect, has backlogged. It has. I didn't think it would do. Let's get rid of that. So this has backlogged. Now, for anyone, I'm just going to say that's not used refined storage or supplied or applied energy sticks. Brain is breaking. So any of the 2 storage mods, if you wanted, you can, with Golemancer's Bell, have a golem storage system set up. Okay, so you could have something like this feeding into another building, and this one as well, going in between buildings. You just need golems to move them along from one chest to another, or even using the ender chest to drop them in, teleports, golems then sort them in a massive room into certain areas, and it just keeps going. And you can use hoppers and everything, and then have a storage system set up using golems, and then with the Golemancer's Bell, order it to you using golems as well. Of course, So we have the use, harvest, collect, store, empty, block break. This is the stock, and this is going on the storage run. There's a stock. There's logistics, which Golemancer's Bell by sneak right clicking to bring up an inventory of all items accessible by provider seals within 32 blocks, and the golems will deliver it to you. Speaking of loud. But anyway, I hope that was at least a bit informative. But for now, guys, we're done. We now have our meat farms. We now have our other farm. We're getting close to the point where I might want to think about making the kitchen, because we now have 2 sets of farms to make use of that. Possibilities. But anyway, guys, for now, I am done. I need to stick a roof on that. And I need to sort out the storage of this place. It's filled up rather quick, but anyway. Ooh, stumbles. Boom. Anyway, I'm DX Phoenix. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you have, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Also, comment down below things you want to see me build in the future. Also, for those of you that may have an idea of some of the blocks in here, or if you want me to bring up some images or anything ready for an idea of the building materials you want me to use to make the kitchen or the cooking building, and you miss skeleton, please let me know down below in the comments either materials you want me to use, or if you want me to bring up some sample materials in a future video or tweet them out, let me know and I will do that, because I want to get work on the kitchen area, the cooking building, and get some lovely foods, because this pumpkin pie is amazing and I want more food. Take a look, so I'm fat git, but hey. Anyway, I'm DX Phoenix. Take care. Catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.